Good morning. So, while you guys have been waiting for me to hurry up and do this episode, I've been slowly tinkering in the background while waiting for all of this. So, run a kit through these. Hopefully the sound quality is alright because it's windy as buggery today. Anyway, so yeah, kit through these. They're looking beautiful. And then cleaned up the manifold, got rid of the brake booster port, vacuum port, because we don't need that. Deleting that booster. Got the carby soft mount kits. They go between here and there. Some studs that are way too long. These live in there, so I can bolt the carbies to it. But these are the only ones I could buy. So I have to cut them down to like here somewhere. But that's okay. We can manage that. And I've also had a whole heap of parts rock up. So I've got my exhaust manifold gasket, my intake manifold gasket, funny little hose for the the heater. Don't look there yet. The things you weren't supposed to see just now. And the coolest bit of all of it, my master cylinder has arrived. So it's a Willwood 1-inch universal master cylinder with a remote reservoir mounting kit and a Willwood rear brake proportioning valve. I don't need to tell you why I need that. You already know why I need that. But plan is to mount this, hopefully, in here. Hopefully there, where it says tuning. Don't know why, brain says tuning. Tuning the brakes, front to back. Makes sense, right? And now you can see this. So, I got myself I'll just walk around this side. Shiny new radiator out of a HQ Kingswood, which I've been told fits, and well, it doesn't by a long way. But it's only all of this, not the radiator core itself. And I know it's in backwards at the moment. I don't have the room to fit the fans and everything there, just for testing. So, with all the pretty things that I have laying around, I think the first thing I have to do is make this fit, because it's going to involve cutting and relocating things, and like the horns over there, now going to have to go to this side, which isn't a big deal at all. That's nice and easy. But my battery tray, this is where it's a bit funny. And I've been sitting in here for an hour before I started filming this morning, just looking at it, going, how am I going to do this? Initial thoughts were, I'll peel all this back again. I'm going to trim the alloy, right? So it can come up and live in here somewhere. But then I have to trim the rest of it to be able to fit a battery in here. If I cut the battery tray off, let's see if I can get a bird's eye shot. Here, I don't think I'll get a battery in there. Another issue. So, I think my game plan is there's this nice little recess built into the battery tray. So I take that out, remove all of that and leave the rest of it. I don't have to modify the radiator. I'll put the radiator in its place and see if I have to lower it, because our height is getting quite close to the bonnet. And lowering it doesn't seem like it's going to be a major deal. Like, I'll just be able to shorten this here and slowly drop the radiator down. So I'm going to make it work. If I do that without modifying the radiator that bad, and I can't fit a battery in here, then I'll just put the battery in there somewhere. And turn this little section into a coolant expansion or overflow tank, which, once that popped into my brain, that's what I want, but I don't want to do that. So if I have to, I'll be happy. But yes. As for the rest of it, gearbox is still ratchet strapped in, just as I found it, just as I left you last time. Starter motor still. I'm really keen to get the engine running, but if I put these, and then this is where my brakes are going to be plumbed into, that's where they're going to live. I'm going to have to pull them back off again, so you just have to wait for that. I also built my fuel pump blanking plate, so that's still going to be painted and change the studs over so it bolts in well enough, because I've also got an electric pump and what do you call them? Fuel pressure regulator coming in as well. Yeah. I figured I'd update you for a minute. I am going to play with it with the limited time I do have this morning. Hopefully the audio is not too bad. And yeah, the first thing to tackle I think is going to be that radiator. See how we go. So, it fits. I scratched it. That's right. Got to paint it anyway. But it doesn't. Hang here for a minute. I'll show you. See if it'll bring it up. But you get the idea. Yeah. But, again, hang here for a minute with your 2 hands. So we'll go around here. Wind. Will hit there, but that's fine because on this side we've got plenty of room down there. So I'm going to have to shave that bit off a little bit so I can get the radiator jimmy over that way a little, and then the core will be able to drop down in between the rails, which is great, so I don't have to notch the rails. I'm going to shorten it, see if it'll pick it up. That bit down there. If I shorten that, essentially, I'll drop the radiator down, and it'll fit. So yeah, and outlets on the right side. We've got here to there. So I'll make up a hose for that one. And that one should actually be pretty close to the stock location when the manifold's on. It's kind of here somewhere. So, you know, here to there. So yeah, pretty cool. First alloy fancy radiator I've ever had. So kind of somewhat excited. It is a cheap one, but it's the ASI branded one, so they do come highly regarded. I know a few people with them in Cedars and stuff that get belted. So hopefully that'll keep it cool. It's only a tiny little engine after all. That's how you make a HQ radiator fit the gland. So yeah, I trimmed 45mm off of these down here. So 45 off of that one, the back one there, and just lined up whatever the front one was to be level. So yeah, I held him in zip ties at the moment because I do have to make, as you can see, that mount can't go through there, so I have to re-drill it somewhere else or make a, that might be right, tab from there up, hook onto there. That could work. Looks like it lines up with the square hole, so the round thing goes in the square hole. Mind me, if you know, you know. But yes, so hopefully, actually I forgot to check if it shoots. Come on. So far so good. Let's see if we can see up in there. No, you can't, but I can. What's going on? Oh, Jesus. That's down. Bump the camera. I don't know if you're going to be able to see in there. Nope. But that looks like it clears. Oh, I think that's a win. That's still a little push down. See if there's any marks on it. Nope. Nope. Sweet. I'm gonna have to put you down. I've got to close the bonnet. Open the bonnet, I meant. You know what I meant. But anyway, so still some mild tuning to do here and there. Get the get it cleared properly. Weld in a little brace under there. If I'll measure this up before I go welding a brace in there. See if I can actually still fit a battery in here. Looks like I might be able to. Yeah, so still very windy, and I've ran out of time for the day. I'm going to leave you with some time lapse until I get back.